G'day guys and gal. I know what you're thinking. Majorkill, you absolute drongo. I'm all for a meme video, but this is taking it too far. And yeah, I originally thought the idea of Shrek trying to take on one of the Emperor's finest was ridiculous. But after doing some research on Shrek's power level, shout out to Slazo for crunching some serious numbers for me, it turns out the man is a beast. He can run nearly 3 times faster than Usain Bolt, stands taller than Shaquille O'Neal, and was able to lift and tip over a potion cauldron which weighs nearly 1,500 tons. Also, you cooked units voted for him in record numbers, hence I have come to you this day with this video idea that either nobody will watch or everyone will watch. This video will be structured like the other versus ones I've done. I'll go over the strength, speed, durability and experience of both Shrek and a standard Astartes, before pitting them against each other in a hypothetical battle to see who would come out on top. Now I do want to get a number of these videos animated, like the Doomslayer vs Astartes one, but it pretty much has to be an SFM animation or a sprite animation, as I was quoted over $6,000 for a 2D animation, which, you know, while the hentai selling does me well, that's just not the kind of money I can drop for one video. I could buy like a bazillion V-Bucks with that amount, you know, something really valuable. So yeah, if you're an SFM animator or no one, then hit me up. I already have all the assets, I'm just too much of a spurg to be able to put it together myself. Before we get started, in 2021, there are 3 things that are guaranteed: conflict, GW price hikes, and a Majorkill Surfshark sponsorship. That's right, you cyber smart individuals have been signing up to Surfshark in such numbers that they renewed our contract. If you don't already know, then Surfshark is one of the leading VPN providers in the world, known for their ease of use and reliability. They've also been incredibly chill about how I've gone about making these adverts, and have not tried to change a single script at all, so mad props to them for that.
But Majorkill, what the spaghetti is a VPN?
Silence Timmy, you increpid fiend, back to the dungeon with you. A VPN is basically a mask that you can place on your IP, allowing you to access the internet in different countries while remaining anonymous. This allows you to breach government firewalls, access better Netflix libraries, and escape death itself. Maybe not the last part, but who knows. There's no hard evidence to suggest that you can't escape death with Surfshark, so that one is still up for debate. Such a legendary tool would surely cost an arm and a leg, right? Wrong again, bitch! Using my link and code Majorkill, you can get a whopping 83% off, as well as 3 months free, which is absolutely nothing in regards to the price. In terms of value, it's great. If for some strange reason that not even Jesus himself could comprehend, you decide that it's not for you, then Surfshark has a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is just no way you can go wrong, so sign up now to unlock the internet's full potential, and maybe, just maybe, achieve immortality. Thank you Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Who will win this battle for the ages? A big green lovable killing machine, or a futuristic super soldier with 2 hearts and a limp dick? Let's get into it. We will start with Shrek, cause no shit. Now Shrek's official height is around 7 to 8 feet tall, with some estimates putting him over 10 feet tall, depending on if donkeys scale up to the size of a real donkey or not. Let's just lowball him at 8 feet and go from there. Whilst his height is immense, it's his bulk that is just silly. In all comparison shots, Shrek's head is many times bigger than any human, easily over 5 or 6 times, with hands big enough to cover your entire head and easily crush your skull. And you know what they say about ogres with big hands, hey? Big. Clever brains. The man is frankly a genius, but we'll get to that. As the land of Far Far Away doesn't appear to contain many ogre scales, there is no official count on his weight. However, I crunched some numbers and... okay, that looks off. Guess I'm bad at crunching. How about a new technique? To find Shrek's weight, we will use the gigantic Robert Wadlow as an example. Robert was 8 feet 11 and weighed in about 200 kilograms despite appearing reasonably lanky. If we remove about 12% of his height and weight to match it to Shrek's height, that takes him back to around 176 kilograms. Then applying a BMI multiplier, cause Shrek is a bit of a fat motherfucker, and doing a bit of other maths shit that no one cares about and is probably wrong, we end up with Shrek weighing in about 310 kilograms, give or take, you know, quite a lot, because as I said, I'm not a maths guy. So Shrek is big and heavy, but is he strong? Fuck yeah, he's strong. There are multiple examples of Shrek showing how much of a tank he is, whether it be twirling around a fully grown man in full knight's plate over his head like it's nothing, or pinning then dragging a 10-ton dragon, who, if we add in the fact that the dragon was resisting the drag, comes to around 200 tons of force. Thank you Blow92 for that mouse. Damn, the internet is a great place. His greatest feat of strength, however, is definitely tipping of the potion cauldron in Shrek 2. Now, it might not seem that extraordinary, he just tipped a big cup after all. But Slazo, that absolute animal, was able to calculate the weight of that cauldron using a pretty solid formula. Full credit of his numbers goes to him, and that number is 1,487,221 kilograms. Jesus titty fucking Christ. If you also look at how Shrek tipped it, it was an upward lifting motion, not a forward push or a bump. It's impossible to know just how much of that 1,500 tons that Shrek moved was directly lifted by him, but at minimum, it would have been in the hundreds of tons. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Also, there's that one time Shrek lifted and flipped an incredibly fat cannon that would have easily weighed around 5,000 kilograms minimum. So yeah, we know Shrek is a big, fat, strong ogre. Surely he can't be fast. Wrong again, fuckhead! Shrek's speed is godlike, and thanks to Slazo's maths, combined with this overhead shot from Shrek 1 of Shrek running from the dragon, his speed clocks in around 92.53 km per hour. Now this is dependent on Shrek's height as well. Slazo is convinced that Shrek is 11 feet, while I reckon 8 feet is more appropriate. But for everyone's brain's sake, we're gonna go with the speed he calculated, because I like his formula and I'm way too stupid to make my own. For context, 92.53 kilometers an hour is nearly highway speed. That kind of speed can compete with the cheetah. He also achieved this while carrying both Donkey and Fiona, wearing armor, and having to hurdle over cracks, chains, and magma. Without these burdens, he may be even able to reach over 100 kilometers an hour or more, which is just obscene. His speed also translates to his incredible agility. Shrek can flip, leap, dodge, and prance his way out of any situation. In Shrek 2, when escaping from the potion factory, Shrek is fired upon by a squadron of elves using rapid-fire machine gun crossbows from only a couple dozen meters away. He is able to dodge every single shot, at one point even employing the use of a one-handed cartwheel flip that he absolutely aced while holding onto Donkey and Puss in Boots. Or when in Shrek 4, Shrek is allowed to be a naughty ogre for a day, who pulls off the most insane parkour and dodges multiple pitchforks midair with absolutely no effort. The man is untouchable. In the rare occasion someone could land a blow on our big green daddy, can Shrek take it? Is he durable? For sure, Shrek has headbutted knights in full plate armor without even flinching and took an arrow to the arse without even noticing. When the arrow was removed, Shrek didn't bleed at all, suggesting some kind of insane regenerative powers. There are also clues scattered within the Shrek movies that suggest Shrek might have a resistance to fire, such as when he put out the torch with only his hand, as well as how chill he was about nearly breaking the rickety bridge that suspended over the lava. Perhaps him falling down into the lava would have been non-fatal to him. However, we haven't been able to really test this theory of heat resistance or regeneration, because seriously wounding or burning Shrek might have ruined the PG-13 rating. Shrek's willingness to jump into all these dangerous situations without armor could help provide evidence for this theory. Finally, what is Shrek's abilities and skills? Well, evidently, Shrek is a master of WWE wrestling, as he was able to easily defeat a group of Lord Fuckwad's best knights, who were armed. However, his combat skills go way beyond that. At the end of Shrek 1, Shrek has to take on Lord Fuckwad's elite guard, and is able to drop 6 of them before a dozen or more are able to subdue him temporarily. Shrek has also been shown to be a master strategist, creating Momo to help him with the siege on Shrek 2, as well as outsmarting and beating Rumpelstiltskin, who is one of the most devious and clever men in the entire world. Finally, Shrek's roar is an incredible power. At minimum, it destroys the morale of his enemies and can blow out torches, but when turned up, knocks people off their feet and likely ruptures their eardrums. Shrek is an absolute monster. Now onto the Space Marine. My numbers from my other Versus videos haven't changed, hence this large, mostly loyal super soldier stands at a massive 8 to 10 feet tall in armor and weighs in about half a ton. They have the strength to match, able to easily lift 6 tons and could even push that further to about 10 to 15 tons. These large frames ain't slow either, as they can sustain a run of 60 km per hour for hours, and if need be, even reach up to a peak of 90 km per hour for short sprints. Their agility matches, with nanosecond reaction time that allows them to dodge various projectiles. This is why you can't really refer to a Space Marine as a tank. They're more like a super aerobic ninja that just so happens to hit you like a tank. So a Marine is big, strong, heavy, and fast, but can they handle a spanking? You better believe it, bitch! Even without their extremely powerful armor, a Space Marine has skin so thick that it can block small caliber fire, as well as they have 2 hearts. Their bones are like steel, and organs are reinforced. Then once you chuck their armor on, it goes even further. Space Marines are clad head to toe in power armor made of Cermite, which is known for its ability to cope with large forces as well as extreme heat. Nothing short of the strongest beings or the highest caliber of weapon is going to make a dent in these lads. In terms of weapons, the Space Marine in this fight will come with a bolter gun, chainsword, plasma pistol, frag grenades, as well as a combat knife. If you don't know what any of those weapons are, then do some fucking research, you stupid slut! What do I look like, you fucking lore master? In terms of experience, Space Marines can live for thousands of years, and they are training that entire time, hence they're a master in short and long range weaponry against a huge variety of foes. Their intelligence is through the roof, and they can make dozens of calculations every second. All in all, a literal god of war. But is it enough? So now that we know the combat capabilities of each fighter, it's time to pit them against each other to see who would win. To set the scene, an Ultramarine, yes that's right I said an Ultramarine, stop bitching, is flying his Stormhawk in a naval battle against Chaos. Some strange warp fuckery occurs, which sucks our Ultramarine, let's call him Captain K, into it and spits him and his ship out at a random planet. He crash lands in the swamplands of the planet, shaken but unhurt. He scans the area and is disturbed to find the swamp seems almost homely, as if someone, or something, had been shaping it to be livable. What are you doing in my swamp? Captain K is startled and immediately raises his bolter gun. He cannot yet see where the voice is coming from, seemingly to reverberate all around him. Oi you big tin can! A large green figure emerges from the shadow, the most disgusting sight Captain K had ever seen.
Identify yourself, Xeno.
My name's Shrek, mate, and you're in my swamp! Before Shrek can finish, Captain K opens fire with his bolter gun. Shrek predicted such an attack and dives to cover at blinding speed. Using the swamp's natural formations, Shrek is able to run from cover to cover, eventually losing Captain K's line of sight. Captain K goes to reload as a sizable boulder is hurled at him. He sidesteps it. Multiple rocks and small trees are then thrown out from the swamp at Captain K. He dodges most, but some hit him. His genius big brain allows him to pick out the pattern, and a blink of an eye, he draws his plasma pistol and fires it at the exact spot a boulder has been thrown. The plasma burns through the boulder and blows up a section of the swamp. Silence falls over the swamp as Captain K approaches the smoking husk of rock and dirt that he destroyed. It was a direct shot. He was sure of it. He had timed it perfectly. He draws his chainsword and revs it as he approaches what should have been Shrek's smouldering corpse. Instead, a tree is smashed against him. The wood shatters as Captain K stumbles. Shrek lurches out and punches the Ultramarine square in the face as Captain K lashes out with his chainsword. Shrek dodges each strike. His movements are flawless and graceful, seemingly impossible for someone his size and build.
Am I fighting an orc or an elder?
Captain K says as the two giants lock together in a grapple. Shrek just smiles as he smashes the chainsword from Captain K's grip. The Space Marine responds by drawing his combat knife with his other hand and lunges at Shrek. Shrek can only move enough to avoid a fatal blow as the knife stabs deep into Shrek's shoulder. He cries out in pain, but before Captain K can pull the knife out for another stab, Shrek grabs his wrist and chest plate before pulling the Astartes in close. Shrek lets out a massive roar, right in Captain K's face, cracking his visor and discombobulating him. At the end of the roar, Shrek crushes the Space Marine's wrist with his huge hand, causing Captain K's hand to open and lose his grip on the knife. Shrek then says in a loud whisper, "It's all Ogre now," as he lifts Captain K above his head and after a brief struggle, tears the Ultramarine in half in a shower of blood and gore. As Captain K's vision fades to black, he finally sees Shrek for what he truly is, the God Emperor reborn. So there you have it. Shrek could kill a Space Marine in about 7 out of 10 fights they would have. It sounds stupid, but Shrek is anywhere between 20 and 140 times stronger than a Space Marine, with a noticeable advantage in speed and agility. Shrek's combat ability is also incredibly good, and whilst probably not as good as a Space Marine, His immense strength advantage would be able to close the gap. While the whole Shrek is immune to fire theory isn't concrete, it thought it'd be fun to throw in as well. For the Space Marine to win, he would have had to basically blow Shrek to pieces with his bolter gun or grenades, but considering Shrek has dodged a dozen rapid-fire crossbow shootings simultaneously from close range, it's not a stretch to say he wouldn't have too much trouble with one gun. So yeah, either Shrek gets shot or the Space Marine gets fucked. What can I say, guys? Shrek is love, Shrek is life. And that does us for today, guys. Could Shrek beat a Space Marine? I'm not sure what I expect from this video, but I was smiling while I was making most of it. Just because you're a big green comedian doesn't mean you can't shit on a futuristic super soldier. If you enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be, where only $1 per month give you access to a boatload of Warhammer hentai, including Shrek hentai if this video does well enough. Yes, I am just that depraved. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more Ogre the Top content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.